just gonna leave them be. I'll take out that cage. I'll let them kind of explore and get used to in here. I've gone ahead and closed them in the run without any other chickens. The other chickens are out foraging for the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out this cage. There she is, she's eating. The other one still is inside. The other one sounds pretty curious and maybe a little concerned about where she's at. They're both hungry. They haven't really eaten for about a day. I've been giving them water, but I have not fed them, so they're pretty hungry. I can fill that back up too if they need it. Isn't she pretty? This one's really pretty. Her coloring's a little bit lighter than my other chickens. She's really pretty. So I'm letting, so the one chicken right, the furthest chicken, this one, is our new chicken that our neighbors gave us. I just came home from being gone most of the day, and she had flown over the run fence, gotten out. So she's been out. I just need to make sure that she gets back in. I just opened up this door. I don't know where. I believe this red chicken that's in the run right now is our new addition as well. So it seems so far so good. Everyone seems to be getting along so far. This is the first time they've all been out kind of together though, without anything between them, so. Take some time. All right, so this new chicken, I was right, this is the new chicken. She just attacked one of mine. Pulled out some feathers. Oh, and then again, just pecked at her. So she might be causing some problems. Hopefully it's not going to be too big of a problem. Daddy? Yeah, sounds like Daddy's here. Heard his car just pull in. Nope. Then again, kind of got after her a little bit. Hope everyone's gonna be okay. Sorry, that freaked me out, you guys. Yeah, so this red hen is the new one. She was letting everyone know she's dominant. So we'll see. As we rearrange the pecking order here. Kind of what happens when you incorporate new birds into the flock. What?
Pizza.
Daddy got pizza?
Yeah.
Yes!
You want to take her?
Yeah, we'll come get some, Kay. I'm watching the chickens for a second. Hey, you guys. I'm just heading out to the chickens to feed them a bunch of goodness. Treat, 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 treat. Treat, 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 treat. So we've got watermelon, boiled eggs, and this is mint. Oh, here comes Finnegan. Finnegan's been kind of a grumpy rooster recently. He's been attacking Rylan. And so whenever she comes out here and the chickens are following her now, she gets really nervous. For whatever reason, Finnegan's been limping the last few days. He must have jumped down from somewhere high and hurt himself. I'm not sure why he's limping. And we got kittens. That there was, her name is Coconut. The kids named her. And the chickens are terrified of the cats. Kitty, 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 kitty. And I wouldn't be surprised if Finnegan tried to attack her. Come here, kitty. Come here, Coconut. Come here. Here, kitty, kitty. Yes, she doesn't. She's just curious what they're doing over there. Here, kitty. Ooh. And she's like always instantly purring. You went down? Okay. You can get down. And she's really pretty. But that's Coconut. We also have, oh, there she is. There is, no one named her. He named her Fuzzball. I tried to convince him to name her Luna, but that failed. And since these kittens were primarily for the kids, I went ahead and let them just name them what they wanted to name them. When you smell that, yeah, you probably wouldn't like what the chickens have. These two kittens are sisters. We got them from the same litter, so. All morning, they were following me. I think that they wanted something more than just their regular feed. Because they kept following me, and I went into the kittens and was calling them, and I was just saying, here, kitty, 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 kitty. And I think that the chickens thought that I was saying treat, 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 treat. Because they all came running. So this sex link continues to lay underneath this board. She was still laying in there when I last checked, and she is. She's still laying in there, so I'm pretty sure she has an egg underneath her. I'm not gonna make her move though. She's enjoying herself in there, so that's fine. I can come out in a little while and grab that egg. Alright, so a little update on the garden. I ended up replanting seeds, and this was the only plant that has survived. And I think the only reason why it did survive was because I saw this strawberry carton over there in the field just sitting there, and I thought, you know what, like when this was so tiny, this was only like 2 leaves, and I just saw the carton and I thought maybe I should cover that plant in that carton. And so I did. I placed it over it, and honestly, I am amazed that I think that this literally has saved this plant. But as it gets bigger, I'm not going to be able to fit that over it. Like as it is, this is like already like not big enough, and it was like this. Sorry, you guys can't even see. It was like this. Let me see if I can fix this. There we go. This was like this, covering this main leaf and these smaller leaves. And this one was kind of sticking out a little bit and it got chewed. I thought it was the earwigs that were eating all my plants. And I think that they were to a certain extent, but I think what this damage is from is actually from grasshoppers. And I just think that with this thing on here, then they couldn't get to the plant very easily. They couldn't figure out how to get underneath. And so I'm gonna have to figure out something to try to cover this, but also so that the plant can breathe. You can see that my onions are starting to grow their leaves back. They are getting chewed again. So I might have to cover these too, but I think a milk jug would do fine with these. Then these tomato plants just are doing awesome. I'm really happy with these. These are celebrity tomatoes. If you look down in here, let's see if I can actually show you guys. You see that cluster of tomatoes growing down there? That's really exciting to me. But these plants are looking really good, and I'm really happy. I am even surprised that these have survived. I think that the grasshoppers don't really like the taste of the tomatoes, I'm thinking, because these have all gone huge. There's more tomatoes down in here. I don't know if you can see them through those leaves. Okay, I know it looks really weird. And I kept going, what the heck is wrong with this tomato plant? Well, look at this. I don't know if you can see right here. You see how it has like a scar right here? Let's see if I can get this camera to focus a little better. I don't know if you can see that. This is what I'm talking about. These grasshoppers will come in and they just eat the stem, and they'll eat half of the stem, and then the plant falls over like this. But this one, for whatever reason, like, is still alive. I don't even understand. But anyway, so it started to grow kind of funky because of that. But it's still alive, and I mean, look, it has a blossom on there. So, I mean, it must be getting enough water. I mean, it looks really weird and messed up a little bit, but it's still alive and it's still trying to do its thing. So, Gruff, what you doing? You're starting to break your house, bud. He gets itchy, so he'll rub up against the side of that, and it started to pull apart, and so we're gonna have to go out there and fix his house. Gruff. Hey. Hey. Yeah, you see him? He's trying to rub up against it. I hope that they're not going to be a problem. And she's just peeing, in case you were wondering. That's a problem in my garden. Oh, pooping. Luna. I'm going to call her Luna, I think, because she's really fuzzball. He can call her fuzzball if he wants to, but Luna. Definitely Luna. I know it's hard to see, but this row of tomatoes, I'm waiting for all of these to get really big, because I found when I've picked these certain weeds smaller, then I only get the leaves, but when I pull them when they're bigger, all of the root system comes up. And so it is kind of a pain to just like sit here and wait for them to grow, because then I feel like I can't really see my my plants, and I kind of like seeing my plants. So anyway, but all of these plants are doing decently well. So anyway, if that gives you an idea of how my garden is kind of doing, it's been kind of an interesting year. I expected this whole entire garden to do really well, and honestly, it just really hasn't. Like, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for my little patch of tomatoes that survived and the scattered ones here and there. And I'm also really grateful for this this kind of silly thing going on there. But I definitely was hoping for a better garden year, and it just didn't really happen this year. And I learned a lot of things, and this year is just the year of learning, I guess, you know. I mean, obviously you learn things every single year, but especially this year, I learned a lot of things that I should be doing and things that would be, I don't know, better to do for next year. The grasshoppers are a huge obstacle, and I thought that it was the earwigs that were really the problem, but I'm starting to believe that it was really the grasshoppers that were the biggest problem. I think that the earwigs played their part, but yeah, I think it was definitely the grasshoppers. On another note, with all of the crazy going on in the world, I've decided to homeschool my kids, and I know that this channel's primarily been garden and homestead and animals kind of related, but I thought that maybe I would share some of my homeschool stuff that I'm doing this year. Yeah, just because that's part of my life, and that's going to be a huge part of my life come this next month, for sure. So anyway, I want to show you my schoolroom that I'm putting together. It's really a mash of random things, and just things that I had on hand. I didn't want to go out and spend a ton of money, and I didn't feel like I needed to. Alright, so I think it's the Rhode Island Red that the neighbors gave us that is having the issue with laying in the boxes. I just saw her come out of here. We have this board just leaned up against our house, and she looks like she thought this would be an awesome place to lay eggs.